How you doing, all my little Facebook followers and YouTube subscribers and the people who do come on my channel? And like I said before, I mean, I think it's absolutely buzzing and amazing that you do come on my channel and my page. I understand that like there's better people out there singing, like, but what you have to try and like think about is most videos you go on YouTube where somebody's putting like a song out, it would have been done in a studio. They would have paid for it to be done in a studio, or yeah, or they might have a band behind them, backing them, like like so. It's one of them, isn't it? I mean, like, I just I try and share with people the songs I grew up on, the songs I like, because at the end of the day, like these songs were a big part of my life, and they helped me through good times, through bad times, and some very dark times. And I like sharing that with people. Like I like people to see it, and I understand my stuff's very, very, very raw, and it is. I'm no brilliant singer. As I've told you before, I do this for my children, and they set me off on this journey, and I'm just trying to make something of it. I did say to them from the word get go, I weren't setting the tube up, sorry, at all the Facebook up to earn money, because I'm not interested in that. It's more of a legacy thing. It's a bit morbid, really. I'm not going to go into it, but it's more of a legacy thing. Like I say, it's one of them. And I try and find ways to do the songs better, and I will get them better. Like there's certain songs I like to sing, like "Good Situation" from UB4. I like "Kingston Town" and "Impossible Love," and oh man, the list just goes on and on and on and on and on. I love a lot of their music. I've tried to put other music into it, um, just to like mix it up a bit, really. So I'm not just appealing to one certain audience. I mean, my passion's the reggae side of it, if I'm being honest. But then I did get brought up on love songs from my mum's side, so it was like, my dad was all like the reggae side of stuff, and like UB40 and stuff like that, and then my mum's side was all like soft shit, like Shania Twain and bloody Celine Dion and the Carpenters and Dream Pitney, and again, list goes on. So I just not that I'd sing any Dream Pitney songs because it ain't gonna happen, so don't even ask. But I'm just saying a lot of my stuff's very raw. Like you got to understand, I'm on an app with a podcast mic plugged into my phone, and I'm singing through that. Like I'm just trying to adjust settings to that, add echoes, and mess around with the singing on it to try and get it like so it sounds kind of all right. You know what I mean? Like I do want to get in a studio. I would like to get some proper music made, and um, and then I can maybe as long as it sounds all right, I can get it on and make a Spotify album or something, or release a single on Spotify and see how that goes. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's not nothing to do with money, and I think this is where people like think that like I'm trying to gain the subscribers and the views and all this stuff to earn money, because I'm not. And that is genuinely the truth. It's nothing to do with that. Like that. My only dream, and my only dream would ever be to do a meet and greet with Ali Campbell and to sit in a studio and jam to his songs with him. I'd be quite happy with that. You know. So Ali, if you can hear me and you can see, and if you go on my Facebook, mate, and you have a look, you know, my Facebook's a lot mainly dedicated to you. I've chucked in the odd couple of songs just to, draw a bit more attention to the page. But, you know, at the end of the day, my songs, I dedicate that page to you, and it's virtually the same with the YouTube channel, really. I mean, it's mainly UB40 songs, or there's the odd other couple of reggae versions of different songs I found, and I'll sing them. But other than that, no, it's reggae mainly. And the reason I choose UB40 so much is because I grew up like a town, well, 2 towns down from where they were. Like, I didn't grow up far from where they originated from. So it was kind of like bred into me from flipping out, since it was an itch in my dad's sack kind of thing. And it sticks with you. You know what I mean? And then you grow up and that's all you listen to. And then because I've listened to it so much over the years, and while I've had my kids, like my kids listen to UB40. Like these are teenagers. And now they quite happily sit there listening to UB40, and jamming along to some of the songs. And that's all good to me. Because as long as I can keep Ali Campbell's spirit living on, and, whether he's here or not, or whether he carries on singing or stops singing, to enjoy the rest of his life, and, because he has had a very long career. And I do think the bloke needs to slow down, because he's going to end up killing himself one day. But, if he, whatever happens to him, however he is, whether he's still gigging or not, I will always keep his legacy going. I don't give a shit what people say or what people think. The original lineup of the original band, I don't have an issue with. I don't have an issue with their new singer. The only thing I don't like is the fact that they're singing songs, old songs, which Ali sang, like Red Red Wine, Kingston Town, Only Girl, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, it just don't sound right without Ali's voice in it. It don't. And I can't listen to them songs. If they've got a new song out or whatever, I don't mind listening to it. But if I had to pick between Ali Campbell and the old setup, the old group, I'd probably, I would push more towards Ali, because it's always been Ali's voice I've chased and heard. You know what I mean? Like I've listened to him, I've studied him, and that's not, I don't mean that in like a creepy weird way. It's just he's always just been a massive influence in my life. And for people who are from the shitholes of Birmingham, like, UB40 are a massive thing. You look at them, and why wouldn't people want to be like that? From Brum, why wouldn't people want to be, like, try and be as great as their idols? You know what I mean? I don't know Ali Campbell personally. They say don't meet your idol because, they end up to be dicks or something. I can't imagine he's like that. I can't. And I don't know. I think he just sticks to what he believes, and I think the shit thing about him and his brother falling out and the other band members, and through all the shit that went on with management and stuff like that. I mean, nobody's ever going to know whether stuff's true, but it doesn't matter. In my case, blood's thicker than water, and Ali should, his brother and his mates who started up a band with him 30 fucking years ago, 35 years ago, whenever he left them, like, they should have stuck by Ali's side, because he'd been their frontman for over 30 years. And the fact that he was a close friend and went to school with a lot of them, and the fact that, his brother was in the group. Like I said, blood's thicker than water. You'd think that his brother would have said to the managers, you know what, fuck you, mate. If he goes, we go. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Maybe it's just my old morals and respect and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know. You know, but if I was in a band with my brothers for 30 years and management were doing whatever, well, the stuff that Ali's saying they were doing, then no. If my brother chose to walk, I'd be going with him. I'd be like, that, see you later, fuck off. I'll finish your tours with us that I'm contracted to do and piss off. I'll see you later. And that's the way it would be. That is literally the way it would be. But anyway, getting off that subject. First of all, Ali, if you can hear me, yeah, and you do manage to get hold of this video or whatever, then all I'm saying is, you know, I have followed you for a lot of years. I had 2 tickets to come and see you at Lincoln in June. I had to miss the concert. I was waiting for one of your managers to email me back because I'd asked a request, and she said she was going to speak to your own manager and then get back to me, and she didn't get back to me. She went off on annual leave. Then obviously went past your tour date. Well, for you being down in Lincoln Castle, and I missed the flipping concert, which I weren't happy about. So I never got to come and see you then live. So I spent money on tickets for nothing really. And you know, for the fact of all these years I've idolised you, and you've always been like a massive part of my life. I mean, yeah, of course I want to meet you. I'd love to meet you. I'd love to meet you, and I'd love to have a jam with you and chill out with you for a bit, have a pint or whatever fucking hell you want to do. Like, you know, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered, I really ain't. I'd love to collaborate with you on a song. You know, I would never want flipping pain. This is the point. Like, you know, it's like I said, it's the point of, you know, it's Ali Campbell, isn't it? And that's what you want. So that's what you want to aim for. And I don't know. But where my channel is concerned and where my Facebook page is concerned, please just remember, my stuff's very raw. It's not done in a studio. It's not been done anywhere like that. You know, like the songs I'm getting are off apps. They're the only place I can find where I can get the actual backing music, because there's not a lot of places you can get the backing music for a lot of the UB40 songs. And before people put in a post YouTube, no, you can't. Because you still have the backing singing, it's fucking stupid. So no, you can't. And a lot of songs I listen to, After Tonight, Plenty More, Reasons, you know, like a lot of stuff like that, you can't get. Like there's some of Ali UB40 featuring Ali Campbell. There's some of his songs that you can't get as well, even when he was on his own, and then when he went with Astro, you can't get a lot of the songs since he's been on his own. I've tried, even through the apps I'm using, I can't get a lot of them. You know what I mean? So it's like, I do the best what I can with the tools that I've got. You know, like I said, I've got a podcast mic plugs into the bottom of my phone. I go on the app and I find the songs that I want, I sing them, and I could probably do 15 copies of that same song. And then I've got to go sift through them and decide which one I think's better than the others. Like, and this is where people have to understand how tedious it actually is, because you're not talking on like 2 minutes to sing a song, bang it up on YouTube. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And then you got all the bullshit with the copyrights. You know, I got now, God knows how many videos of mine at the minute in dispute that they say are blocked and this, that and the other, and I've got a flipping way to get, you know, to clear the copyright on it, because I'm constantly saying, well, no, it's just entertainment use. I don't know what your fucking issue is, you dickhead. Everybody sings other people's songs, so, you know, most of YouTube is the same. Why you got to block my videos? And it goes the same on Facebook. I've got the same issue. I've got songs that are pending Whether you're able to see them, I don't know. But there's songs that are pending and pending and pending, and you have to wait nearly 30 days for them to be assessed. And then if they disagree with what you're saying and they want that flipping video down or muted or whatever, that's what they're going to do. And then you got to start again. And you got to be careful how you word stuff when you're putting stuff up, because if you put stuff up in a certain and you word it a certain way, then again it flags up again. So it can be an arseache. It really can. It's more of an arseache than people think it is, and I just want people to see that. But what I will say to you all, like I said, the ones that do go on my channel and the ones that do view my videos and everything, thank you. And the ones that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you very much. And carry on, if you can, the ones that are just watching my channel, like watching the videos, I do appreciate that fact that you're doing that. But can you just knock that subscribe button, because it ain't going to cost you nothing. And bang my views up a bit, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you do look at the comments on my video and any of my videos, you'll see my kids do go on my videos a lot and comment and ask me to put more stuff up and stuff over the comments. So, that should show you that, like, this is why I'm doing this. And then as for my Facebook page, you lot who are already following me on there, banging, and I really, really appreciate what you're doing and the fact that you are following me, and, you are giving me that chance to, put out other stuff and other songs, and, make the songs that I've already made, try and make them better, But the people that are viewing my music and then not following my page, again, thank you for viewing my songs. All I ask is that you come onto my page and just bang the follow button. I want to do a live on Facebook. I can't, like a singing live. I can't do a live because it will not allow me to do a live until I have until I've reached 100 followers, which I think is ridiculous. First, it said about I've got to reach X amount of views, so I did that. And then it turned around to me and goes, now you've got to reach 100 followers. I'm like, you're taking a flipping piss. You keep moving the goalpost. So as I said, yeah, if the people on my pages or my channel, whoever, the ones that are just coming on viewing my music and then going and not subscribing or whatever, or following my Facebook page or whatever, then all I say to you is, if you can just hit the subscribe button, you ain't got to pay to subscribe. If you can hit the follow button, you ain't got to pay to follow. At the end of the day, it's costing you nothing. All you're doing is viewing. You'll just get music up as I release and put stuff up on there. That's it. And all I ask is that you give it a view, you give it a like, you bang a comment on my music. Whether it's good feedback or bad feedback, I don't care. At the end of the day, I'm quite happy for any of it, But just be a little bit too careful what you're saying, because just please remember my children are reading this, and I don't want them reading a load of crap, because this is all set up for, when I'm long gone from this world, like, you know what I mean? Hence why I say none of the channels are set up, or the pages set up to earn money, because it's never been about that. It's been about, I did this for them. It's for an entertainment thing going. I did explain all this to them, and then that's the way it's been going. That's why I've rolled. So just please remember that, okay? Anyway, I forgot what, I've actually forgot what I was going to say. I've lost my fucking mind. It's because of these school holidays that bent my head. Much love, much respect to you all, and I'll speak to you all soon, okay? Have a good one.